Hi everyone, welcome to YaguTamizhi. In this video, we are going to see what is Azure resources. Azure resources is nothing. We already know virtual machine, storage account, or Azure functions or database. All the things is Azure services. As of now, Azure provides more than 200 plus services. Once we have created any one of the services, then our services we will represent it as resources. If you're still confusing, don't worry. Users go to Azure and purchase services. Services is nothing but virtual machine, storage account and database. These are provided by Azure. Once we have created any one of the services, that our services we can represent as resource group. So that instance are referred as resources. We have multiple way to create our resources. Example, this is user can go to Azure portal, then they can create the resources or REST endpoints or PowerShell or CLI or SDKs. So these are the multiple ways. Example, you see this is the REST endpoint and this is PowerShell. When they will go, this is one of the scripting language. The people who came from the Windows background and they are good at scripting language, then they go for PowerShell. Likewise, the people who came from the Linux background and they are good at command line interface, then they go for this CLI. Likewise, SDKs, software defined kit. So these are the ways we can able to create Azure services. So when they go for scripting language, when they go for Azure portal, it is a simple logic. In Azure portal is nothing but it is a graphical user interface. It is recommended for creating one or two services. But if you want to create more than 20 or 100 plus services at the same time with the same configuration, then you should go for scripting language. Microsoft also recommend to go for scripting language, because if you want to create the in Azure portal, if you want to create all 100 services one by one, it is a time consuming process. And also, if you want to create the services with the same configuration, if there is many possibility for doing manual mistake. If you are creating the same resources, if you are doing the same job for multiple times, we have chance to do some mistake, right? For that, if you create one script and if you automate the script, it will automatically create the services. So for that scenario, we should go for scripting language. For creating one or two services or 10 or 20 services, we can go for Azure portal. So most of the scenario will go for Azure portal only, but we are for as of now Azure fundamental exam, you are don't worry about these things. Only focus on Azure portal. Once you go to Azure portal, then you can able to see all the services offered by Microsoft Azure. So once we have created, then our resources will be represented as Azure resources. Then if you see little detail about Azure resources is like an object used to represent our services in Azure. Is nothing. In Azure we have multiple services. Once we have created our services, then our services is going to represent as resources. And if you see next point, all the resources in Azure is represented as JSON templates. JSON template is nothing. JSON is nothing JavaScript object notation. What are the services we have created in Azure? It will be in background. It will be automatically write on JSON script. That JSON script execute. That JSON script only going to create the resources. So all the resources is going to represent in the JSON templates. That is one point. And the resources are created under subscription and paid at each of end month. Yeah, we already know what are the services we have created. We going to pay based on the usage, right? That consumption based model, right? That consumption amount is going to pay at the end of each month at the subscription level. So inside the subscription, we can create multiple services, and all the services based on our usage, Azure will be generate on amount bill. That bill we are going to pay at the subscription level. I hope you got little bit idea about what is Azure resources and what is Azure services. What is the difference between Azure services and resources? Is nothing but Azure provide more than 200 plus services. So once we have created that services, then our services we can represent as resources. That's it. In the next video, I will go to Azure portal and how I will tell what is where we can see all the services and how we can create the services. We'll see in the next video. Yeah, friends, we'll see in the next video. Thank you.